Hello.
Hey, we're on.
All right, let's do it. Three, two, one, and here we go. Hi.
Hi, welcome to Travel Talk Tuesday. I am Lainey Melnick with Dream Vacations, the owner of, the owner of Dream Vacations, Lainey Melnick and Associates in the Westlake Hills area of Austin, Texas. And I am here with my fabulous supplier partner, travel expert, Charlie the Traveler.
Hello.
Today, we are talking all about the Philippines, one of the most beautiful places in the world, of course. Charlie, do you want to say anything about about our topic today?
Oh, the Philippines, I got nothing to talk about at all. Nothing.
Oh no, we're gonna cut it short today.
Just yeah, I mean, we've only operated there for several years and have 2 week packages with everything you can possibly see there. So yeah, there's some good stuff to cover today.
All right, I can't wait to get started. So Charlie is one of my supplier partners, and he has these vacation packages that you can start on any day of the week, any day of the year. It's really up to you when you want to go, and then but you get the value of having these tours set up so that even though you're starting on, let's say, October 1st, you will be with different people October 2nd, October 3rd, October 4th, etc. But you get to see everything. So, how long is are your Philippines options?
There's three of them that we have. So there's the 6 day Cebu, Dumaguete, and Bohol. There's a 7 day Palawan, and then there's a
Mm.
14-day grand tour, which will cover the other two, plus another place called Boracay. So not many people have 14 days to cover all the highlights, and that's why we kind of break it down into that. So for people who want more like
Mm.
outdoor adventure, you know, swimming with whale sharks and canyoneering and that sort of thing, we recommend that they do the 6 day tour. For those who want more exotic beaches and boat rides and tropics and all that, then we recommend the Palawan. And then those who say, hey, we have the time to cover it all, those are the ones we give our 14-day tour to.
Okay. And I do send other people to the Philippines in other ways as well. I have a fabulous small group tour company called Rara that does a fabulous luxury vacation there, but it's you have to go on specific dates for that and stay with the same group the whole time. So there's a little bit more flexibility with Charlie's options, but it's very different, and it really depends on who you are, what you want to get out of your vacation, who's the best supplier partner for you. And that's one of the reasons why a travel agent is valuable, so I can match you with the right trip. So let's talk generally about the Philippines. What is the best season to go?
November through April.
And is that because the rest is rainy season?
It's considered the dry season, November through April. Even if you go at the other months of the year, when it rains, it usually is not pouring all day long. They'll be for shorter spurts. Um, but just to have the least likelihood of rain, November through April are the ideal months. But just if you cannot go during one of those months, doesn't mean you shouldn't go. It just means you're not going during one of the ideal months. That's all.
Right. So it is a year-round destination,
It
but
is.
it's just there are some times that are better than others. But you're never going to be freezing in the Philippines.
No, not freezing. The most common hurdle that we have in, like, let's say July and August is that the rain. It's is that yeah, that it's raining, and it will disrupt the boat transfers,
Mm,
and then we'll have
mm,
to use planes to
mm.
transfer people between islands. So if you want to minimize that risk, then don't be going during those 2 months. But other than that, you're good.
And I do, as this is on the screen, I want to remind everybody that I give a quarterly giveaway, which is ending very soon. So right now, the giveaway is the Azamara Luxury Cruise. if you scan my code at the top and go to my quarterly sweepstakes, submit an entry. You can submit, actually, I think it's one entry per email address. And somebody is going to win my Asmar cruise. So please get up there and put your name in. We are also going to be giving away a $50 gift certificate towards any Charlie the Traveler tour that I book for you. All you have to do is put hashtag Travel Talk Tuesday into your comment, and we're going to pick the winner at the end of the show. So go ahead and comment on whatever platform that you're on. We are streaming on Instagram today. Welcome, Instagram people. YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook. I think that's everywhere that we are today. We're trying to
Lainey,
add as many as possible. Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Lainey, in the U.S. here, they do have a lot of Filipino events, especially
Mm,
travel related events. They do a better job than most countries because they have a very, I guess they have a more sizable group here in the U.S. than, compared to some of the other countries, Thailand or something. But there are a lot of events with the Philippine community and promoting the Philippines as a destination. I remember the very first one that I went to. Um, the gentleman who was speaking was saying, "Hey, by you guys visiting the Philippines, you're helping them out, and you help the economy, you help all this kind of stuff." And while it's nice to be a philanthropist, just the first thing that came to my mind was, all that stuff's great, but it's a gorgeous country regardless who you are or not helping. You're happy helping yourself because it's a great place to spend your vacation. So, in terms of nature, it's very similar to Thailand, but I think it's even better in terms of its
mm.
tropics.
Yeah,
So,
it's very lush.
yeah, I mean, it is a very exotic place. I mean, from the 94 countries I've been to, Philippines is in my top 10 favorite for sure.
Mm.
You
And
know, so
and I'm a wildlife person, so I just love. Of course, I don't remember what they're called. Those tiny little monkeys. Do you
yeah, the
remember
tarsier,
what? Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, I love
yeah.
that that they're there.
That's in Bohol, and that's actually where our tour starts on this 14-day
Mm,
grand tour. So what typically happens is you're going to need to fly into and out of Manila. And what happens for the vast majority of our customers is in Manila, they take their luggage and we then have them on a separate flight, same airport, but they're going to have to get their luggage, check into a new airlines, and then take a quick flight from Manila to Bohol Island. And then we pick them
mm.
up from the airport and we take them to their hotel. And then the following day is when we take them to see those little monkeys that you're talking about. And we take them to see the Chocolate Hills and some other attractions. Very, very beautiful place. I mean, it's a good way to start your trip to the Philippines, that's for sure.
And are these little seaplanes, or how big are we talking?
Oh, they're small commercial flights. I mean, it's like
Mm.
like a 30-seater type of thing. Um, I mean, they're small airplanes, but yeah, they'll get you there. They run them all day
So,
long.
so the reason you put your luggage on a different flight is because there's a weight limit.
No, it's just a different airline. So, um,
Oh,
I mean, if you can get your luggage checked all the way to Bohol Island, that would be great. But the airlines don't communicate there as well as they do in other parts of the world. So, you know how here, if you're flying with American and then American partners with, Latam
RTD.
Airlines. Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Thanks for inviting me to that one, by the way. Uh,
Sorry. It was
that's
already taken.
all right. Anybody wants to take me on a honeymoon there, I'll say yes. Um, so yeah, so that's why you kind of just have to get your luggage. But the day that you arrive, we give you a little time to kind of like adjust to the time difference and all of that, and then we pick you up at 5:15 in the evening, and then we take you over to this river. It's called the Abatan River Community, and then you go on a firefly boat cruise, and you see all these crazy little fireflies.
Mm.
Um, it's a beautiful thing.
So I guess I had misunderstood what you said, because I have some areas in the country where they take your luggage and deliver them in other ways than where you're flying. So I thought that's what you meant, but you're just saying that you have to collect your luggage and then get on another domestic flight. which,
That's it. Yeah,
sorry, I
there's nothing.
misunderstood that.
Yeah, nothing fancy about it. It's just, yeah, you got to get your luggage, go through immigration, check into one more flight, because you're going to want to start your trip, in my mind, on Bohol Island, as
Mhm.
opposed to just sleep in Manila for that night or something like that. Just let's get straight to the good stuff.
So, do you spend time in Manila on any of your trips?
Not really. I have a very close friend who did a YouTube video on Manila, and it talks about the cemeteries over there and how there's
Mm.
people that actually like live at these cemeteries and that sort of thing. So if you want really something off the beaten path, just the stuff that you're not going to see when you're driving from McDonald's to Walmart, then I could see you wanting to go and see that sort of thing. But I think the vast majority of people who are going to the Philippines, they're not going for the beautiful cities. I mean, if you want that, you can go to Singapore, you can go to Kuala Lumpur, you can go to Seoul or Busan in South Korea. You go to the Philippines, you're going there for the nature, you're going there for the people. Um, so with the limited time that we all have, go straight to all the good stuff.
Right, totally. And so it's there are several little islands that you can get to, and most of them are not flights. You take little boats from island to island.
Uh, Not always. So it depends how you do it
Mm.
logistically, but the smoothest way to do it, day one, you go and do that Abatan River Community Life Tour where you see those firefly microorganisms in the water.
Mhm.
The second day is when you should explore Bohol Island. So the first thing I recommend you do that day is to swim with whale sharks. That's always a nice way to start your trip, right? Swimming with whale
Yeah.
sharks. So after
So
you do
let
that,
me just ask you one thing about that because I'm a diver. There are some areas in the world where they really take care of the wildlife and it's a good experience to be with the whale sharks. There are some that's a little more touristy and mass market and not so great for the whale sharks. Is the one that you go to one of these mass ones, or do you go to something a little more environmentally friendly?
there's two parts, two answers to that. So the first part is the touristy, commercial oriented place where they're not as good to the whale sharks. That's in a place called Oslo, and that's on the southern tip of Cebu Island.
Mhm.
No, we don't go to that one. This one we go to is not as touristy. You don't have 50 people on a boat. Um, this is the more authentic one, and that's why we do it over here and not on Cebu Island.
Okay,
So I
that's
mean,
good.
yeah, I've seen the difference. The one on the Cebu Island was crazy. I was swimming, and all these other people were scared to get in the water. Um, but yeah, there was just too many people over there. And I've also heard that the whale sharks in Oslo, they like blonde American women. So you may want to avoid that one, Lainey.
Okay, I'll remember that.
Yeah,
And
please
most
take.
don't, you don't you don't usually dive with whale sharks. You usually snorkel with them for their safety as well.
Yeah, there's different ways to do it, but yeah, you're provided with snorkeling gear, and you'll get inside there, and they'll have somebody taking photos. I mean, please take the photos. Don't go over there and not have photos taken of you. Um,
Mhm.
I posted my photo of swimming with whale sharks, and I got like 13 views and likes. One was by my mother, you know, and then the other 12 by ex-girlfriends, whereas Lainey will take a photo of like, your left hand and you'll get like 2,000 likes on it. So, Charlie swims with whale sharks. Nobody cares. But Lainey has a smile and the whole world wants to know about it. So
Oh,
that's
I
why you do
care
what you
about
do.
your whale shark pictures.
All right. So it was you, my mom, and 11 ex-girlfriends. And
Yeah.
that's where I got my 13 likes.
Okay, so getting back on track after or you go to the whale sharks and then what do you do?
After doing that one, you begin exploring Bohol
Mhm.
Island. And the first thing that I recommend you do is go to Lobok River. You go there for a cruise. It's a beautiful
Mm.
little cruise. You're provided with lunch on that cruise as well. Just very nice scenery. That's just the easiest way to describe it. Just very scenic cruise. After that, you go to that sanctuary where you see those little monkeys that you're talking about, the tarsier
Mm,
sanctuary. Um,
yes.
After that one, you go check out the Chocolate Hills, and they look just like that. They look like these very bumpy chocolate looking hills. There's not too many places on earth that I've seen that look like that. So um,
Mm.
it's definitely worth checking out. And then there's a butterflies conservation center that we take people to after that. And there's a beautiful forest, and there's one little church over there. And that's what you do on a full day's tour of Bohol Island. I mean, it's all done with a private driver guide.
And what type of hotel? How would you describe the luxury of the hotel that you're in?
5 star. When we put people on anything short of 5 star in the Philippines, we won't do it. But if we did, we know they
Mm,
wouldn't be happy with them.
right.
You can have problems with the air conditioning not working, or it's just something, and it's like you're walking with eggshells, praying that somebody's not going to get upset about something. So just do the 5 star hotels. Fortunately, they're not all that expensive, at least for Western standards. They're not that expensive,
Mhm.
so it's not worth saving the $30 or $40 and putting yourself in a 4 star hotel. The 5 star hotels that we use, we know that our customers like them. So the one that we use for Bohol Island is B Grand Resort, and that's on Alona Beach. So Alona Beach in the evening, there's a lot of people and some, not crazy nightlife, but just
Mm.
festivities, that kind of thing. So it's a good place to hang out after you've done a full day's tour of Bohol Island, and you take your shower, you're outside, you see people walking around, and there's restaurants, and they're blending up smoothies and selling mangoes and all of that. So you
So,
want to
for people who are a little concerned about it being a third world country and a lot of poverty there, what would you say they'd find in the culture?
well, I mean, sure, if you like, a lot of people don't want to purposely go and look for that sort of thing. If you go with the right company, it's going to know how to show you the cream of the crop stuff. So, I mean, it doesn't mean you're not going to see a shack of a home when you're driving from point A to point B, but a good company knows how to show you really the best of everything. Um, and that's the experience that you're going to get out of it. And I guess that's true for anywhere in the world. I mean, I'm from greater Los Angeles. If the guide from Los Angeles is taking you to Skid Row and to some suburban sprawl where there's nothing other than Ross and some other shops that as opposed to taking to Santa Monica and Long Beach and Newport and that sort of thing. It just you have to know exactly where to take people and have your timing down and all this kind of stuff, so you make optimal use of their day and ensure they're seeing the best of everything. You know.
Right. And you stay safe, you stay together with your group, even though it's not the same group of people every day because you're starting on whatever day you want, you're still with other passengers from Charlie's tours.
For most of the time, there are a couple exceptions. There's like a couple waterfalls we take you to. That's done on a private basis, but most of it is with other travelers. And like you described, you're with different individuals every day, but you will be with others. That is the point. There's going to be other travelers like you who want to experience the same thing as you do. And us having you with different individuals each day um, helps us not cancel on people. Whereas a lot of these other companies, if they don't have a certain quota, you'll receive an email 1 or 2 weeks before the tour begins and saying, sorry about that, my friend, here's your money back and all the best. We've never done that other than during COVID. Prior to COVID, since COVID, until right now, we've absolutely never canceled on anybody. So,
And we can make any of these tours completely private and custom as well. It's you're not stuck with a group if that's what you want. You can do it both ways.
the land portion of it, yes, but when you're doing boat rides, for example, I
Mm.
mean, even this we could do it private, but that would be insanely expensive. So when it comes to getting to from transferring from one island to the next or doing some of the island tours, it is best to allow other travelers to be on that boat. But when you're doing land transfers and have cars and all that, we can do all that on a private basis. That's perfectly easy for us to do, and we do it all the time.
And Charlie's tours also are fabulous for solo travelers because there's an advantage. You have a solo room for one person. The hotel doesn't charge you double. I mean, it's just the same hotel room, um, and you're still having the advantage of being with all these other people on the tours. So there's no solo supplement with Charlie.
And we get generally more solo female travelers than we do male.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean that we don't take them,
Interesting.
but just statistically, we get more females for it. There are a lot of solo female travelers going to not just Philippines specifically, but Southeast Asia as a whole, because it's got a
Mhm.
reputation as being one of the safer parts of the world, um, more affordable parts of the world. So overall, that whole part of the world has earned a good reputation with solo travelers.
And I think there are, in general, more solo women travelers than solo men travelers. I don't know why, but it is. I know a lot of solo women travelers who are traveling the world right now, and it's kind of a new thing to feel safe enough to do that. So we're in a good place. So, okay, getting back to where we were. Were we on Bohol still, or did we move on?
Day two is wrapped up. Now it's day three, and what we do is take you from Bohol Island to a city called Dumaguete, and that town is used as a base from which to explore the area. So we take you to the hotel, you leave your stuff there, you put on swimming attire, you get your towel, and then we take you to two waterfalls, and that one's private. That one's not with the group. Um, and there's Casarola waterfalls, and there's one more waterfall that we take you to, and that's what you do on this day. So it's a fun day hitting two different waterfalls, and also when you're driving there, you'll see sulfur coming out of the sides of the road. It's kind of freaky looking, but it's fun.
Mhm. And are we talking really rugged hiking, or what kind of hiking to get to the waterfalls?
No, not that bad. It's I mean, it's pretty just straight level
Mm.
to get there. I mean, most of it is just the vehicle getting you there, but once you've parked the car, approaching the waterfall is very easy in both cases.
Okay. Well, and then where do we go after the waterfalls?
Uh, the next day, we have our customers make a day trip from Dumaguete, and they'll take the boat ride to Apo Island. And the main reason to go to this island is they have these like parrotfish and sea snakes and sea turtles all in the area right there. So the island itself is very pretty, and when you're going snorkeling, you're highly likely to be seeing these huge sea turtles looking right at you. So that's what we do on day four.
Okay. That's all up my alley too. I love snorkeling with wildlife. Um,
Day five, is that what you want to ask me about?
yep.
Yeah. So the next day, you're now leaving Dumaguete. We use a public boat to transfer to Cebu Island. And Cebu Island, you're picked up with another tour guide driver, and you're taken straight up to these falls. It's Aguinid, I can't even say it right, falls. You're climbing these waterfalls over there and provide you with like a helmet and ropes. Um, and that is a lot of fun. That was one of the most fun things I've done in the Philippines. And then once you're done there, we take you to these other falls. They're called the Kawasan Falls. And you have lunch over there, and then you're going canyoneering. And yeah, that for almost everybody is one of the most fun days. It's very
So
adventurous.
I've been canyoneering in Costa Rica, and so what that means is that you're basically on ropes going up and down the waterfalls. Like, is that how would you describe it? I'm not sure how I would describe it well.
No, you got it down right. So you're strapped in, and either you're
Mhm.
climbing up waterfalls or um, you're descending waterfalls. Um, yeah, I mean that's That's essentially what it is, and you're jumping a lot too, so you're not attached the whole time. Sometimes, um,
Mm.
you need to take it off, and then you jump into the water and that kind of thing. So, um, if
So
you
that
like
can
getting
be
wet,
frightening.
well, no,
But
because you're not going to be dry. You're not going to be jumping off like these huge
oh,
waterfalls.
okay.
I mean, you're going to be jumping off ones that are safe. The ones that where you need assistance is the ones that they have the ropes there for you. So, um, yeah,
Yeah, I
they're not
did.
going to just kind of pick you
In
off the.
I don't know if you've been to the Damahagua waterfalls. In where was that? I can't remember where. I think it's the Dominican Republic, but I was jumping off those waterfalls, and it is scary. I had a guy who was like a Navy SEAL, and he was too afraid to do it. He walked down, but I am not the most fit person in the world. I have a lot of mobility issues, and I can do the canyoneering. I can jump off waterfalls, uh, but it can be challenging.
And if you do it, go with the GoPro. Please don't take your regular phone; it will get
Oh
destroyed.
yeah, totally. GoPro all the way. For the whole trip, you're going to want a GoPro anyway.
Exactly.
Okay,
And then
so we
on
were day 5.
day 5, and after you've done these two different waterfalls, we take you to Cebu City, and you sleep there that evening.
Mm.
So that's what
And
happens on the day.
this is where the big whale sharks thing is. So if somebody really, really wants to go do that event, we can add something like that on for customization for people.
The whale sharks that we do is typically on day 2 on Bohol Island. That's the more authentic one. The more commercial one that doesn't have as good of a reputation is actually
Mhm.
near to where you would arrive on day 5 on Cebu
Mm.
Island. And that one's called Oslo. So if people really want to do both of them, we can take them to both of them. If they want the more authentic one, that's day 2, you know. So it's just what people want. And incidentally, to do the Kawasan Falls, you need to be at least 6 years old. Um,
Mm.
and to do the whale sharks, you have to be at least 4. So can't take no
I
babies in
don't,
there.
do you usually have children on your tours? I don't remember ever, for me, I don't book children very often on your tours.
Yeah, we do. And when it's needed, we'll even provide a babysitter.
Hmm, awesome.
Hey, we do a lot of stuff. So if they need a babysitter, we provide a babysitter. Just anything that we can do to take the stress off their mind and just let them have a good time.
That's great. Perfect service.
And
Let me
then
take a minute since we're just about at 30 minutes in, just to say what we're doing here. I'm Lainey Melnick with Dream Vacations, the owner of Lainey Melnick and Associates Dream Vacations in the Westlake Hills area of Austin, Texas. And if you hit my QR code here up in the corner, you can enter to win an Azamara cruise this quarter. It's going to change to our next contest mid-October. So I'm not sure what I'm giving away next. So stay tuned. But if you want to enter to win our giveaway for this Travel Talk Tuesday, all you have to do is put hashtag Travel Talk Tuesday in any of your comments and any of our platforms that we're streaming on, and we will give you a $50 gift certificate for any Traveler tour that you book through my agency. So please go ahead and start commenting, put Travel Talk Tuesday everywhere, and we will pick at the end. Okay, now I'm here with Charlie the Traveler, fabulous global travel expert with a number of fabulous tours, and we are talking about his Philippines tours today.
yeah. Now on day 6, what we do is relocate by flight from Cebu City to Boracay. Boracay Island is to the Philippines what Mykonos is to Greece. It is their luxury, prestigious, island hangout. That's exactly what that place is. The main strip of it is where you're going to see a lot of tourists and music and bars and all this kind of stuff. I do like it, but what a lot of people do as a mistake is they only stay there. The island
Mm.
itself is really pretty, and I mean, All you have to do is go 15 minutes outside of that, and you're going to see these gorgeous white sand beaches and these beautiful other attractions that you're going to want to see. Like there's this viewpoint over there, and there's all kinds of stuff. So don't just glue to yourself to that one strip where all the tourists are. Um, Explore the island, and that's what we do for our customers. So you arrive on Boracay Island, and then once you arrive, we have to take you by boat to where the hotel is. Um, it's just how it's set up over there. And then once you put your stuff down at the hotel, we're giving you a guided tour of the island and show you these really cool beaches. And we also take you to this viewpoint. It's called Mount Lujo. So, and then you go back to the area where all the travelers are, and then you can go watch the sunset over there. And yeah, it's a beautiful day.
Thanks everybody for watching and putting your comments in on whatever platforms you're on.
I can't read the. Oh,
Oh, you can't see it if I put it up there?
no, I can't get any. Actually, I'm reading something here. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm reading something. Yeah, but that's what day 6 is. So once you get there, let's first show you all the highlights around the island. And after that, you get back to your hotel, you shower up, you got the rest of the day to, kind of talk with other travelers. They got this little beach over there where people are taking like bridal shoots. It's a very popular place for bridal shoots over there. And then otherwise they're partying and all that stuff. So that's a good way to spend your day 6. And then the following day, we just give them a free day in Boracay just to hang out, because those first 6 days, we really keep them very busy. So this is the day to kind of just shine and see and be seen and that sort of thing. And Boracay is the perfect place for that.
And do they have spas, types of things in the resorts there?
Yeah, of course. The hotels have all those amenities. We discourage people. If you go to the agencies near to the hotel, they're advertising all these kind of activities, like going into these caves and these plantations, and they got winemaking demonstrations and all that. And then there's this jacuzzi over there. It's called Kawasan Falls jacuzzi. We actually discourage all of that stuff. It's kind of tourist trap stuff. We tell people just to go windsurfing or kiteboarding or parasailing or just relax or whatever. If these other places were such big attractions, our company would take you there too anyway. So this is a day for you to just kind of recover from all the throwing around we do with you.
And that is something that, as you use Charlie and his tours, my clients understand that his tours are action. They pack in every highlight that you could possibly see in an area in as little time as possible. So it is a lot of go, 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 go. But it's not like when you're on like a Globus tour, a bus tour, where you've got 50 people in the bus and they say bags out at 7 a.m. And, it's not that kind of a tour. It's much more individualized. And if you want a little extra time, if you say, I have had like 10 tours in a row, I really want just an afternoon, we can work that in too.
Yeah, when we do the stuff on a private basis, it becomes easy to do that. Our tours are kind of active meets luxury. So it's people who do want to immerse in culture and they do want to experience the best the country has to offer. But at the same time, they want the luxurious amenities. I mean, they want their own private vehicle, or they want 5-star hotels, or they want to be taken to the best restaurants and all that stuff. So we try to give them just the best of everything.
And another thing that you provide that not all tour providers do is that you personally train your guides so that they are following your requirements for what you want your clients to experience.
That was the stressful part of the job that made me gain all that weight. Yes. That is one of the differences between a travel agent and a tour operator. Yeah, I've had to get in there and train everybody. to operate the stuff the way that I feel it's appropriate, and the way that tourists want it, how travelers want it. Because, being a businessman is one thing, but I'm first and foremost a traveler. So I can see it from both ends. So a lot of these, locals in any country, not just the Philippines, when they're providing service, they always see it from the perspective of a small businessman just rendering service to foreigners, where I've seen it on both sides. So I know what it takes to operate it. And at the same time, I know what is needed for the tourist to feel safe and happy and stress free. So
Right.
being able to kind of teach them all this stuff. Um, some countries it's easier to teach than others, but at this point, I think we got everybody all squared away, and they know how to do what we need to. But that took many years of um, persistence and dedication. So we're there at
Well,
this
and
point.
the benefit is that your clients or our shared clients are just love everything about the tour. They're all 5-star reviews. You have how many thousands of 5-star reviews? I mean, it's just incredible.
Thank you, thank you. That's we try to make people's fantasy trip a reality. On the eighth day, we relocate by flight from Boracay to Palawan, and the Palawan is kind of like the Aryan Islands right over there. There's a couple ways we do it. So sometimes people want to see Puerto Princesa Cave.
Mm.
So in this instance, we have them fly over there. Other people will just fly directly to El Nido. Why don't we do it the same for everybody? Because the drive from Puerto Princesa to El Nido is like 6 hours straight.
Mm.
And there's a very beautiful cave that you see. Some people say, look, I don't care how beautiful that cave is. I don't want to be in a car for 6 hours. So that's
Mm.
why we give people that option, and we don't make it just by default, everybody's stuck on a 6 hour car ride.
Right. And I think that's part of the benefit of going with you too, is you can change up the schedule if you need to for personal needs. If somebody gets car sick or has dietary needs or whatever, it's very easy to customize.
Yeah, and I've taken all these type of circumstances under consideration. So it's like we know where somebody may have a problem, where they're going to get hungry, where they can this, that. So all these scenarios have run through my mind, and we've prepared accordingly. And I've done every single thing that I'm sharing with you right now. So, where all those uh, little areas that needed to get fixed, that's why I went over there years ago and made sure that everything was done perfectly. So, yeah, we make sure that people are not going to be annoyed being in the car too long or not eating on time or anything else.
Definitely.
That's what we do. So
Okay.
on that, tell me.
No, no, go ahead. So after the 6-hour car ride.
Yeah, so you get into El Nido. That's one of the other hot spots along with Boracay. Um, on that day, we will take you to this one beach, and you'll watch the sunset over there. It's one of the prettiest sunsets that I've seen in all of the Philippines. And then otherwise, you're taken back to your hotel, and you're going to see a lot of Western shops over there. You're going to see a lot of tourists. There's some nightlife over there as well. It's a good place to use as a base because for the next few days, there are boat excursions from El Nido for day 9, day 10, day 11. And you're going to different places. You're going to these like lagoons, like you kind of swim through this hole and then you look out, you say, oh my
Mm.
God, what is this? And you just, this whole like shaped lagoon and clear waters and all of that. So, um, those are very fun days. You're taking on these just boats, and the tropics are absolutely gorgeous, very exotic. And like I kind of said earlier, it's even better than what I've seen in Thailand. Although what I saw in Thailand was pretty
Mm.
amazing anyway. So it's kind of like an A to an A
Yeah.
plus type of thing.
That Thailand's a completely different topic. They'll have to do Thailand. You have several Thailand tours also. And I personally love it for their elephants. It's my elephant place. But we won't go to Thailand right
Not today.
now.
Not today. So after doing all those boat day trips from El Nido on day 12, there's an early morning ferry ride from from El Nido to Coron Island. And if the boat is not going, then we end up taking a flight. It just kind of depends on the day. Um, but that day, you're provided with a guided tour around the town. They've got like a public market. There's like a cashew harvest factory, and there are these hot springs. So you actually go inside and you'll bathe inside the hot springs. And then at the end of the day, you're taken to this mountain. There's a viewpoint over there, and you're going to see a lot of other travelers watching the sunset over there. So that's what your day 12 looks like. And then on the 13th day, that is where you're going to see the absolute best coral in all of the Philippines.
Mm.
So you could do that as a snorkeling, or you could do it as a scuba diver. That is where you'll also see the sunken warships from the Second World War. Um, so you're going to see these lakes and lagoons and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, as far as boat rides, the best of the best is day 13th, hands down.
It sounds fabulous. And again, you're just snorkeling, you're not diving.
You have the option on that one. So the
Uh,
coral is going to be gorgeous either way. The default we do is snorkeling because we can't assume everybody's going to want to go diving. But for those who have the certificate and request it, we switch over their tour to a diving tour. And they'll also be able to get very close to those World War II sunken warships. And then the next day, you fly back to Manila and you fly home.
wow. And
That's
how long a flight are we talking?
well from Coron Town to El Nido. I mean,
Whoops.
this thing's that's like an hour and a half. I mean, it's nothing to get from Coron Town back to Manila, and then from Manila you fly out to wherever you're flying out to.
So we have a comment asking a question about a solo traveler. Um, is the Philippines safe? We already kind of went through that. Do I have a person I can trust when I'm in the Philippines? Well, of course, you have you have all our people. Go ahead, Charlie. You want to address that?
For a solo traveler, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Well, yeah, you have tour guides every single day, and while you're on these tours, you're meeting other like-minded travelers, many of which are solo females. So there's a lot of people just like you doing the same thing. So you're going to meet each other. It's virtually impossible not to bump into each other and start talking. So we show you the highlights for the day, and then once the day's over, you're taken back into town, and maybe you've agreed with some of these people to meet up for dinner and that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, the feeling of loneliness is not something we've ever gotten complaints about. There's always people around you. Um, yeah, it's definitely not a challenge that we faced.
and it is one of the more safe areas of the world for solo women travelers. There's a lot of women travelers there, so I I mean, what I tell my women who travel, especially young women, is that it's the same whether you're going to a bar in a small city in Austin or in LA, wherever you are. You just use the same precautions. You're not in a, it's there's always some danger for being a single woman. Buddy system is great, but you'll have phone service. You won't be in this third world area that doesn't have perks, and you'll have a resort, you'll have a tour guide, you'll have all of Charlie's people there. Um,
Yeah, culturally speaking, I mean, they're similar to Thai in the sense they're not very they're not aggressive people at all. They're very just respectful, and even the kids still call the older people sirs and ma'ams. Um,
mhm.
the respect is a big thing in the culture over there. So yeah, nobody's who I've ever come across or any of our customers have they ever felt threatened or intimidated or anything like that. It doesn't really run parallel with their culture.
Yeah, and I actually know a lot of people from the Philippines. My aunt runs a service for seniors, and a lot of her employees are from the Philippines. Just a great culture there, very hardworking, and they understand tourism. And when you're in a culture that understands tourism, you can really tell in the resorts, in restaurants, throughout. They know how to take care of people.
Mm.
Okay, so before we go on, just a quick reminder to scan the QR code and enter to win our Azamara cruise. It's ending in about a week, so please enter now before we change to the next giveaway. And put hashtag Travel Talk Tuesday into your comments on whatever platform you're on, and we will do a drawing for a $50 gift certificate towards any Charlie the Traveler tour. And he goes all over the world. That's booked through Lainey. So please do that as well. Oh, you know what? We still have another day, don't we? Or no, you said we flew home already, didn't we?
Uh, did we fly home already? Well, those are the 14 days. I mean, people who have even more than 14 days, we will pause the tour so they can have more time at some of these places that are very popular. El Nido, Boracay, uh, Bohol. So that's another flexibility that we provide people. But yeah, I mean, if you want to do it at a normal pace, 14 days will cover it.
But we can do 6 days. We can cut it down if you need to. Um,
Six,
but
7, or yeah, or the 14.
or if you, I know some people that I send to the Philippines want to combine it with Singapore or with anywhere in Asia, really, or Southeast Asia. So it's a great combination. Whatever you feel like you want to
Mm,
do.
yep. And fortunately, the Philippines, relative to the rest of the world, is quite affordable, and you get good value. You know, some countries you
Totally.
go to and you really just cough out cash and you feel like your value is not there. Philippines, no. You get good value for what you're paying for the guides and the activities and the hotels and the food and everything else. And you're going to love the mangoes over there. They're the sweetest mangoes I've had anywhere on this planet. And I've never had so many mango shakes in my life. I mean, I was drinking that stuff like a athlete drinks water, you know.
And this is not an all-inclusive tour, so you do pay for your own food. There are some times when food is included, but it's not all the time. Um,
Breakfast at the hotels, those are included. And when you're going on the boat day trips, lunch is included. So we have, so I don't know, I have to, that's 13 breakfasts included. And there are 7 lunches, which are included on the grand tour.
okay, that's awesome. So why don't we discuss what we're going to talk about next week? We have a few minutes left. If anybody has a suggestion or request, please put it in the comments of what you want us to talk about. Um, I don't know. What do you feel like talking about? I think I chose the Philippines.
uh, let's go to Africa. We talk about
Oh, wow.
yeah, we talk about
Okay.
we can talk about not just South Africa, but also the small tours that we do in conjunction with South Africa, like the Victoria Falls, um,
Mm.
and all of that. Yeah, that would be a good topic.
So I did Uganda and Rwanda gorilla trekking. I don't think you do a tour to do that, do you?
No, but we do have Zimbabwe. So what we South Africa is like the big part of it, and then
Mm.
we often attach Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana,
Mm.
and if you have enough time, Mozambique. You went to
Okay.
which? You
Yeah.
went to which one over there? You went to
I went to Uganda and Rwanda. I did all of South Africa. Well, not all of South Africa. I did South Africa. And then I added on Rwanda and Uganda so I could do the two gorilla treks through the mountain gorillas with the mountain gorillas, which was the most amazing, life-changing thing you can do in the world. I mean, it's you're just right there with a gorilla. It's crazy.
And
But
did you do that trip before or after you didn't invite me to French Polynesia?
way before, I didn't
Okay,
invite
okay,
you to
all right,
Africa either.
okay, all right. I got it.
But my fabulous partners at Trafalgar brought me to South Africa and Africa, so I have to thank them for that.
As far
All right, go ahead.
yes, as far as the Philippines, we're now in October, so next
Mhm.
month is really like a good time to start going over there. That's when it's going to start picking up and getting busy.
Yeah, this is the perfect time if you're trying to get a last minute trip in for 2024. For the Philippines is a great location for November, December, or for next spring, or January, February, March, April. That it's a great time to go, and I think we still have a lot of availability. It's availability is one of the hardest things right now in the travel industry. I am having trouble finding good flights for people because all the business class and first class is sold out. So as long as you are flexible and you can do anything, there is stuff available. So hit us up.
Philippines Airlines for Southeast Asia
Hmm.
statistically is more affordable than its competition. Singapore Airlines tends to be one of the most expensive, and when you go business class on Philippines compared to like business class on Singapore, something like that, usually it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, that's I do book a lot of air as well. I book consolidator rates, tour rates, cruise rates. So I am able to get discounted air. So a lot of times we have access to airfare that you won't see online, and you'll think that you're getting a great rate, and in reality, we can really get you better rates. So let us know whatever you need. Oops,
Cool.
I cannot keep these earbuds and AirPods. All right, Charlie, why don't we close out? Did you want to close out with any other info on the Philippines?
Yeah, thank you for always being so kind with us and our company, Charlie the Traveler. I'm glad we found you years ago. I'm glad we've worked together all these years. And
Me too.
I know we got many, many more prosperous years to come here. I'm glad we talked today about the Philippines. It is a place that everybody should visit. Um, yeah, and it's definitely picked up a lot. I mean, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, if you'd said to people, go to the Philippines, they kind of looked at what, it's definitely mainstream destination at this point. Um, before, just if you talk to people about the Philippines 25 years ago or something, they'd say, well, I met some people at the hospital, some nurses, they're Filipino. I said, no, no, visiting the country, not going to a hospital. you know, I know you meet, similar looking people, but the experience is really different, you know, going there. So yeah, it's pretty much now Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, all those countries, they are experiencing similar levels of tourism. So um, you're not getting off the beaten path by visiting the Philippines.
No, and Charlie isn't my only supplier who I send people with to the Philippines. I have very high-end luxury, all-inclusive resort vacations as well as um, cruises, everything. So I highly recommend Charlie's tours, of course, for people who really want to take advantage of seeing the entire everything there is to see in the Philippines for a great value and with great service and luxury. Charlie can't be beat. So, oh, we didn't give away our Travel Talk Tuesday $50 gift certificate. So I'm just going to choose one of our comments and give it to one of them. So I think we'll do this one. So is that Samantha? I think Samantha. You are our winner today, a $50 gift certificate. So if you want to try some Charlie the Traveler solo travel, give me a call or email, and we will give you $50 towards your trip. Thank you so much for everybody for watching. And please do click my QR code, enter to win the Azamara cruise, and we'll see you next Tuesday, same time, same channel, talking about Africa, one of my most favorite locations in the world.
I'm
Thank you
ready.
so much, Charlie.
I always enjoyed talking to you, Lainey.
You too. And please click my QR code. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if you can still hear me.
I'll click it.